G'day, this is Captainoob and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Best Fallout. In fact, it's probably the only Fallout to ever exist, and we've got 2011 God rays shining on. There's no sun there. Ignore that. Welcome to basically Red Filter Land. This is a Plasma Defender. It is a mid-level tier energy weapon, so you need 50 energy weapons to get this thing actually working properly or to utilize it properly. And you've also noticed how we've got a few mods on this. So this is not your stock standard Plasma Defender. This is the Gunrunner's Arsenal variant. And the mods are as follows. Get a bit of ammo capacity increase with the higher cap terminal. That's especially useful for a plasma weapon in general because you'll find that they're going to consume 2 of your loaded cells per shot. Notice how I didn't say energy cells, which is what this thing runs off, because you can make it fire up to 5 a shot. It's awesome. And you also got a scope on this to potentially snipe at long range, I guess. Not the smartest thing, or not the most intuitive thing to put on a plasma gun when your projectiles are going to be super slow anyway, but you've got a little stabilizer to decrease the spread, I suppose, over range. So that'll help you out a little bit. We'll just have to re-equip this thing. If you look down the scope, it's your basic stock standard scope. The same thing you'd look down on your holo rifle if you've got the Dead Money DLC, and I'm pretty sure the laser gun has the same scope as well. So we'll be loading this with max charge here, and the ammo system is really nice. If you're unfamiliar with the ammo system, you can load different things of ammo into the thing without changing the receiver. You can do it on the fly. Don't ask about the number of this. I'm on PC. But the max charge gives you 50% more damage, which is great. It'll also cause your targets to have minus 10 damage threshold, which is going to be a guaranteed plus 10 damage on each hit, which is very useful, especially against what we're going to be fighting. But the drawback to that is it's going to have a 2.5 times multiplier on the gun condition. So if I even just fire this thing, I've fired less than a magazine, and it's already halfway down to that threshold where it'll get down to there. See those little ticks in the thing there? That means that if the condition goes below that, that means it's not going to be working at 100%. So what we're going to do here, just to keep this thing going, is we're going to find the weapon repair kits, which are somewhere down here, and then we're going to hotkey them. Done. So that means I can just press 1, and she's good to go again. Now, I think Arcade uses one of these things. He's actually like a Terminator with it. He'll kill everything. You can just like tow him around and Rex, and they'll wreck everything, kind of like Boone. But his is slightly different. I don't think you can get his by normal means, but we'll creep and we'll shoot some Deathclaws and completely blow the first shot there. You'll note that the Deathclaw over here has 5 damage threshold, so we punch right through his armor there. That's why it's got a little shield breaking emblem on the side there. And yeah, it'll deal with them pretty easily. And if we get a lucky critical here and there, you'll see that we're going to be absolutely smashing, and they're exploding because there's a perk called Meltdown, I believe. It's really good. Now, this compared to a plasma pistol, which is the like bottom tier baby's first plasma weapon in this game. It has slightly less damage per shot, but a much higher DPS in the fact that you can, nice little stagger there, you can fire it a lot faster. It's really good. It's also got a huge ammo capacity as well compared to the plasma gun, which I think is necessary. It's actually quite a nice weapon. Also, this is a subjective opinion, but I think Plasma Defender is actually a really cool name for something like this. We'll get a sneak critical on you, perhaps. No, that was just a regular old critical. And we can use this thing in VATS if we want. Compared to the other plasma gun, uh-oh. I think it's bugging out a little bit. Just wait until we get a critical, he might explode. So compared to the plasma pistol, like the first one, we're stuck in VATS here. Come on, game. Just gotta wait for a critical. Currently being messed up here. So maybe we don't use this thing in VATS. That's probably the way to go. That's a thing that's happened. I'm not sure if that is a bug because I've just done mods to make it like that. But I don't think that would be a great representation of what this thing can do. Anyways, we'll move on. We're a little bit low on the old health now, so I suppose we'll use this time to snipe. Plus, we'll have a little bit of a line of sight here as the night slowly falls on this area. Gives a bit of bonus to stealth, I guess. We'll target the big one, see if we can get him with a sneak critical. We indeed can, and we'll keep going. So despite the projectiles moving kind of slow, we can zero in our targets fairly easily, and they're not moving very fast, so that definitely makes it a little bit easier there, I suppose. But I think it adds quite a lot of utility to a weapon, having a scope like this, because even at those sort of medium ranges there, I could pick off Deathclaws quite easily, so I think that's kind of nice. And whoops, I just hit the walk button. Put her in first, and then, yeah, didn't like that. Now where it's get a little bit serious. Now, what we could do here is just grab a little bit of turbo. Also, there's a thing that gives you plus 10% crit chance. How good's that? And we could also increase our attack speed by a little bit. So, you know what? Let's have a rushing water. And then we'll grab a little bit of turbo or implant GRX, wherever that is. Talk about an inventory that's way too bad. Now, if you look at this thing and compare it to the thing in Fallout 1, it's like called a plasma pistol in that game. They're very similar. There's subtle differences here and there, but I think they were trying to recreate the original plasma pistol. Obviously, when Fallout 3 was released, they redid a lot of the weapons and designed them. Maybe they were Enclave prototypes, but they sort of brought them in. They ported the assets into New Vegas, so we got like double the guns. But originally, this thing was like called a Glock 86 plasma pistol, because one of the things that Fallout did in the beginning is it took these real-world gun manufacturers and said, you know what, over time they would have developed these high-tech energy weapons and were able to you know, keep up with the other things and, you know, break the boundaries and do all that scientific development for killing people a little bit more efficiently than simply throwing lead at them. It's very uncivilized, Obi-Wan told me. Now, I don't want to get hit by the Deathclaw mother here, but we may have just sealed our fate here, because if these don't hit... Alright, these are hitting. That's good. Take your time. It's not like you're staring death in the eyes right there. Well, at least it was a fitting end. And you'll notice that as soon as I did the rushing water, this thing was firing off like a plasma Glock. It's such a good buff, that thing. It's so good. And I generally don't use these buffs, but I'm feeling a little bit buff happy at the moment, it must be said. So we could probably take a young Deathclaw. We'll just try to hip fire him, see what the spread is at range. It seems pretty on the money. Although I do have a very high energy skill and all of that, but, you know, I feel like this thing, despite being a very rapid fire thing, even more rapid with rushing water active, I think you can use this thing at range fairly effectively. I think the only problem with this thing is its inherent ability of using just its inherent bullets of plasma. I think that really kind of just slows you down, because it allows you to miss shots more easily. So if you're using something like a laser, which would get there instantly, ooh, it's a perpetual motion device. It's a Deathclaw head. We'll go have a look at that. But yeah, despite all of those flaws, oh, it stopped moving. This is for making a liar out of me. There we go. Bask in the glory of Fallout New Vegas. This isn't Todd's fault, this one. Okay, welcome to Dry Wells. Population, a bunch of very, very angry ghoul fellas. This one's got a chainsaw, he's trying to get me. See, if they're in the rads, they'll heal. Don't let them heal. You gotta make sure you kill them before that happens. And someone just popped the stealth boy. They're screaming at me like Draugr. And we managed to stagger that guy, and we maybe took the sniper rifle out of his hands by shooting it. Yeah, you just try it, mate. That one had a big bolt action. It's a hunting rifle, but still. So, at close range, these guys are trying to poke me with sticks. It's working to an extent, but I can easily out DPS them just by slightly backing off, holding down on that D key, and sort of coming back here. There's another cloaker right there. Bloody ghouls, right? They even... Like, I don't like ghouls normally, but these ones are extra spicy and mad. Bloody wearing skirts too. What's up with that, right? Fucking blokes in skirts. What are we running? The Legion here? Oh. That's what they are. There's Gaius Magnus. He's a big boy, isn't he? He's stuck reloading his minigun, though. He's yet to get a shot off. I think I broke the minigun. And he goes down in about a full mag of max charge. He's got an anti-material rifle. Alright then. We're just taking anti-material rifles because we can, I guess. Where's that minigun he dropped? Yeah. So I'm busting all of their weapons. Yeah, meant to do that. Totally a tactical decision there, not just firing at them and hoping that I'm hitting. But be quiet, Fro, I'm talking. But yeah, this is the dry wells. It's one of the things you can nuke at the end of a thing, and if you jump in there, you instantly die. So don't do that. Let's get out of here before we turn into a bloody ghoul. Alright, so the next test I want to do is to see if we can take a giant Robo-scorpion. I've spawned him just outside of gun runners, so if this works out, I'm going to buy some more cells from old mate over there in the shack. And yep, he's a big boy. So what I want to do is I'll chest it normally like this, even though we're not getting constant criticals or didn't start off with a great big sneak critical. Oof. That can even hit me from there. That's scary. See that elevation bonus is going to hit me very easily. We can sort of use this brick wall for cover though, so that's alright. I'd love to get some shots in here just so we can see if we can cripple it, so we can stop firing at me like that. We'll see how we go. Hoping for a lucky critical here. Well, we got one, and it's crippled. So, is he going to hit us now? He might be a little less accurate. I'm not actually sure how Robo-scorpions were. Maybe I need another playthrough of New Vegas under my belt. Anyways, he goes down. Now let's do that again, but this time with rushing water. It's going to be unreal. Watch this. Alright, rushing water. Here we go. Time to unleash the Glock on this fella. Let's go. Oh man, that DPS. That's a massive amount of DPS. Gotta love that. We might be able to kill him just standing still. That's how powerful this is. Now, obviously, running it like this is probably not sustainable, and we actually managed to get so many criticals there that we got a little gun runner's arsenal thing, maybe, or just a little challenge. I like those challenges. Maybe, hopefully, the next Fallout has that sort of thing in it, because it's a nice little halfway of the Skyrim way of leveling up, where you just got to do things over and over. You can loot him too if you want. He generally doesn't have that much good. It's got one overcharge fusion cell. That's nice. But yeah, if they add that in, you got the XP system where you level up by killing stuff too. I think that'd be a bit of a nice thing to do, but we got to wait until Starfield's over before we do that. And I think I'll leave it there with the Plasma Defender. It is definitely a very thirsty weapon, especially when you're shoving max charge fusions in it. No, energy cells. I've got to get me weapon terminology right here. But regardless of that, for a level 50 energy weapons thing, I think it goes alright. And maybe it's because my expectations for energy weapons in general are a little bit stooped from using them in other games which shall remain nameless. But this thing, it feels powerful. It looks cool. It's got the best name in the game, Plasma Defender. How cool is that? It's a thing that I think are worth using. Obviously, at super high levels and more specialized sniping roles, you want a Gauss rifle instead, which they're unreal in this game too. But for a close range thing that you can just use whatever energy cells you might be carrying around, but this is a decent choice for it, I think. And I would highly recommend you trying this out if you got New Vegas. There's a better look at this thing in third person. It's pretty cool. Quite like the design. Classic Fallout design. Can't beat it.